Rich, what are we seeing right now? You sent out a very cryptic tweet. Yeah, there you go. Rich, you sent out a cryptic tweet saying that the Obama gang is increasing the turnout in Pennsylvania. Give us the truth of what's happening in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, so there's a lot of misinformation going around with Philly and other areas that simply have no numbers. So people are just making stuff up. I mean, wholly out of cloth. Unless you're talking to people who are township supervisors or ward bosses that are literally in charge of looking at how many votes have been counted today, you don't know anything. And this happens every election. So, but what I was referring to in my tweet, Charlie, is a story that I got, which is an interesting story, and I think it makes sense as to what we're seeing. And basically, in the final few hours, there was like a 2-week period through all early voting, and the Harris team didn't want anyone's help. They wanted Team Biden, to stay away. And eventually he made that comment, right? Which when they brought him in, he made the garbage comment, and they were mad, so they kicked him to the curb. But the old schoolers, and these are smart guys, they had been beating down the door, like, look at your early vote. This is a problem, right? And by the way, Jim Messina just blew it up on MSNBC the other day. It's like, Jen,
Yeah,
we've been
I think we have
texting
that
back
clip.
and forth. Yeah, I mean, was he wearing lipstick in that clip? Do you have it? If you want to play it, I'll shut up. You can play it so everyone knows what I'm talking about.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
So basically, they weren't getting callbacks, and they said, okay, you don't want to answer our phone calls, we're coming to town. We actually spoke to a voter over the weekend in Philadelphia. He's an unlikely voter. He's African American, 36. And we're starting to ask people, did they contact you? Did campaigns contact you? And he was contacted for the first time. He's only a 2020 voter, and he told us that they had, he'd been knocked by multiple groups the first time in that day, and he did not vote. And they were like, look, we noticed you didn't hand in your ballot. And he's like, that's right. When we talked to him and interviewed him, he was upset. And he said, they basically told us Trump was Hitler. You got to get out and get rid of him. He's the problem for COVID. He did this to us. He said, so I voted. But they also told us that everything was fine with Biden. And I thought that this mental acuity stuff was like, I'm not going to use the words he used, but he said, I thought that was all right-wing nonsense and talking points. And they lied to me, man. The guy's senile, and I'm not going out and voting for the next one just because they bang on my door and, try to usher me over to drop it in the box. I'm not doing it. So he's not voting. So I bring that up because the story that was just relayed to me tells me that the old schoolers, like the Obama people, are trying to save this thing last minute, but her turnout is not good.